Hi, this is Scott Sweet from S&S Innovations, and thanks for joining us on this video to learn more about the adjustable mount kit available from us. So one of the things that I wanted to do is make an upgrade to the standard MK6. If you look at the MK6 right now, what you have are these fixed length extension rods that are used to mount it to the shelf. You know, the idea here is, if you look at them, you know, they're about 2 to 3 inches long and they're fixed in size. And so one of the important elements of installing the MK6 is making sure that it is absolutely level. That is, you're going to level it not only this direction, but as well as this direction. Well, the standard way of doing this is, once you install your shelf and everything onto your auto drive, is you have to put washers underneath each of these to level it up. And it makes it really kind of a pain in the butt. So I came up with this idea of the adjustable mount kit. There are 4 bolts, and what you're going to do is mount this to the shelf and then use these 2 nuts here on the bottom to adjust the level of the MK6. And that way it's very, very easy to level it up. You're going to use a level each direction and then simply adjust this bottom bolt that's right here on each of the 4 corners until the MK6 is perfectly level. Once it's set and everything is level, you're going to tighten it down with the lock nut that's here on the top. And then you take the second nut here and lock these 2 together, and it'll be 100% secure. And the MK6 now is set and level for optimal performance. That's it. That's the adjustable mounting kit available from S&S Innovations. Let's take a look at this other video so you can see what it looks like while the press is actually running. The way the bolt's going to work is you're going to take the bolt, put a washer on it, put it through your mounting shelf. Then you're going to put a washer up here on the top and put a nut on there so that you can properly secure it to the shelf. The bolt here is going to go up, and you're going to have 2 nuts here. The first nut, which is this one up here on the top, is how you're going to set the height below the mounting shelf on the MK6. The second nut, the reason that's there is to be able to lock the first nut once you have it properly adjusted. Then you're going to have a washer. You're going to have your mounting plate on the MK6. You'll have another washer here on the top. And finally, you're going to use a nylon locking nut for the last nut that's going to go on each of the 4 bolts. You're going to remember, I have 4 of them, 1 on each of the 4 corners. And you're going to install it by simply putting these 2 nuts in place here approximately where you think it's going to be level. And then put your shelf on top and check your level. Here I got my level, and the thing that's important to check the leveling is at the top of the bowl, which is right up here. You're going to do both directions to make sure it's perfectly level. So that's that direction here, and you're going to have that direction sitting over here like this. So it's important that it is level from both directions. Now, if you need to make an adjustment, it's real simple. All you're going to do is raise and lower this top nut on any of the respective corners, and that will allow you to adjust the mounting plate on the MK6 until it's perfectly level. Remember, when you're doing that, you need to secure the top nut when you're doing your final adjustment. That locking nut ensures the mounting plate is completely secure to each of the 4 bolts. What you'll find sometimes when you're doing the adjustments is when you tighten the first nut, that solid aluminum mounting plate wants to go flat, and it may not be properly sitting on the height of each of the 4 nuts on the 4 corners. So make sure you lock down the 4 nuts on the top before you do your final setting on your leveling. And again, you do your final check by looking at the top here and make sure that it is perfectly level. This ensures that the MK6 is going to operate properly. Thanks again for joining us here at S&S Innovations to learn more about the adjustable mounting kit.